Somehow that was happy dancing. I swear. We have so much to talk about. I really honestly laugh when I see some of these guys doing shows and they're like, oh, I don't know what we can talk about. You know, it's the off season and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, what are we going to talk about? Watch. Oh, don't get it twisted. Either I'm wearing it or I'm wearing it. Woo! R8RBEAR! Let's go. Share. Share a bear. Share. What's up, fam? Welcome to the show. Whoa, what was that all about? Ugh. Fine. Cue the intro. R8RBEAR. Oh, let's go! Let's go! Then imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair that shouts like Rick. Woo! The R8RBEAR! Who interrupts their own intro? Boom! Alexa, shut your mouth. Tradish! R8RBEAR live first comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to the heavyweight champion of the world, or should I say YouTube? Same thing. Jim Vanderlyn! Get off his lawn. Well, I mean, he can say that when he wins, you know, so, you know, you guys got to win, because otherwise he's going to say it all night. He's won that right. Second place, my silver medal goes to Vicky Orr! V for Vicky, O for Orr. I like that. V-O. I'm going to have to start working that out because she clearly wants to start winning medals on the regular. Raiderette power. I see you, girl. Third place, my bronze medal goes to, and remember, you be careful with that bronze medal. Because, see, when you take it out on the beach, it looks just like a gold, but it's like it's got a little tan. You know, you'll meet a lot of girls. Now, if you're single, that's cool, but if you're not, keep it inside. Keep it indoors. Leonardo Gonzalez! Misspelled. Anytime anyone in the comments is arguing with Leonardo Gonzalez, start your argument by first saying, who misspells their own last name? Then give him the business, your counter argument. And take it easy on him because, you know, he did misspell his own last name. I love you, brother. Facebook! Here we go. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Where is it? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought we had some kind of upset there. There it is. First place, gold medal, numero uno, El Jefe. The heavyweight champion of the world, back Dustin King! Second place by silver medal goes to Marvin! I really like that name, Marvin. I do. Suarez! Marvelous Marvin Hagler. That was my guy. Third place, my bronze medal tonight, and final medal goes to Bob Standard. All right, let's start the show. How's everyone doing tonight? Sorry, that's my good friend Bob, who's a thieving, dirty, stab in the back friend of mine. Although his wife is lovely and sweet and kind, unlike him, you know. What's up, Bob? Bob Standard! I gotta do it anyway, because if his wife is watching or his mom, you know, I'd feel bad because they're cool people. So I gotta make sure it was done. But it was only done for them, Bob. Don't get excited. Okay? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. So, tonight, first, consider a subscription to R8RBEAR Family Page. It's just $5 a month, and you can cancel at any time, but you won't want to because your $5 goes specifically to charities all over the world that we work with here at R8RBEAR Family Page. And we also do that with our stars that are contributed to the show, but oftentimes we like to give away nice things. If people should give away stars to purchase an item, then we often will have an item on purchase for them. And there you have it. Appreciate you. Oh, and YouTube? No, I don't beg for YouTubers. Okay, just click the damn thing. Okay, subscribe. It's free. Okay, I shouldn't even have to say anything. Everyone that's watching the show that's on YouTube right now should subscribe, and that's it. If you haven't already, that's just rude. Okay, I'm providing free entertainment, and all I require. All right, here we go. What are we talking about tonight? John Gruden's case is back in the news. Oh, wait a minute. Let me move this so I'm not looking back and forth and blah, blah, blah. John Gruden's case is back in the news. Gardner Minshew is killing it in camp. I have a little bit of camp info for you guys. Rest ratio in the NFL. And how does that affect us and the other teams in the NFL? We'll talk about that next. And Luke Getsy's scheme we kind of went into the other day, but, you know, I wanted to touch on it just a little bit more about something I noticed, and I just think it's awesome. And Trey Turner is not only turning heads, but he has just recently been selected. But, wait a minute, let me make sure. I don't want to say it wrong. Let me make sure I say this. Trey Tucker was named the surprise standout of OTAs by ESPN's 32 beat writers. The one covering the Raiders selected Trey Turner specifically and said a lot of what I said about him the other night. Now, it wasn't necessarily, like I'm saying he copied what I said or I was brilliant first or something like that. Nothing like that. What I'm saying is that he echoed what I'm saying, and so I just feel like that should be great for the viewer because, you know, this is me telling you information and then the professional on the ground summing it up the same way. The R8RBEAR. No, I'll just give you a soft one that time. Just a soft one. I normally never give a soft one. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Hi, Tommy! Steeler Val. Mwah, good to see you, love. Doc Raider, I'm sure you're watching. Welcome to the show. Corinna Trujillo, always there for R8RBEAR. Shane Street, that's my guy right there. You know, Marvin Suarez, I already am, I'm ultra confident about KC. Ultra confident. Not only do I feel like we'll win a game against them, I have a feeling we can get 2 against them. I think the way that we're built right now is not conducive to how their defense plays. Their defense likes to run around, get pressure on quarterbacks, and keep everything in front of them with like a sort of a prevent bubble defense. Well, we can burst that. That bubble getting burst. Bubble, pin. A little bubble. Let me introduce you to Ben. All right, so real quick, I just want to get the John Gruden stuff out real quick so that everybody knows what's up, and then I'll move on. And if you guys have questions, I'll answer them. But because I am familiar with what's going on. So if you want more in depth, if you have other questions about the John Gruden thing, please feel free. Type it in comments, and I'll hit it. If I miss it, just type it again, and I should get it because I'm going to go by slow tonight because I have a little bit less viewers than I normally do, and so. You know how I am, guys, with that. I like small audiences every once in a while because instead of having 50 people watching, I have 20-something. And we can get a little bit more intimate about the questions and things you want to know, and I don't miss things. Michael Charland, what's up? Welcome to the show. Oscar De Leon, always there for Raider Bear. Denton Rhodes, you know it's about Space Force. I got you. Vicky again. Mwah. Kevin Kahu, Hano. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. John Rogers Jr., I'm doing good, man. Doing good. A lot to talk about tonight. Rude Boy Raider, and we will get to all of it. Miami, R4L 305. I like that. Yep, there's Doc Raider. I did not, but I will look for that. My guy, Winchy. What's up, Ed? Welcome to the show, man. Been too long. Jim Garrison. Yo, Raider Bear and all of Raider Nation. What's cracking? I like that. That's how you enter a room. I think I'm going to keep it like that makes it more fun. Scotty Lutz, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Sarasota, Florida in the house. Vic again. At work, keep it down. Damn you, Bear. Happy early 4th of July, Raider Nation. Classy as always, Michael Charland. Mark Vargas getting all my emojis lined up. Beautiful. James and Princetta Walker in the house. What's up? Michael Charland nicely said, just got 2 tickets for the Raiders game in Baltimore. I think it's week 2, September 15th, right on the field. Nice, Jim. That's sweet. Right on. Al's Ghost, what's up? Welcome to the show. Tyree Wilson is starting to like Matuzak. You know what? They're exposing him, yes, to some of the older guys. I heard it was Howie Long, I believe it was, that told Tyree Wilson to really study that guy, watch the video we have of him, interviews, everything. And so he's gone through a whole video and learning curve to get down his ability to copy one of the greatest Raiders ever, Mr. Matuzak. Steeler Val, Tommy. Hi, Tommy. Tommy, I think we can sweep the Chiefs. I really do. Mark Smith, what's up? Welcome to the show. He wrote his song saying it. Raider Bear! Appreciate that, Mark. Oh, good. Okay, I'm ahead of the questions. Jerry Kester, what's up? Welcome to the show. Shane, we'll talk, man. I just got a couple more. I really feel confident that the Raiders will finish on top of the division. Michael, I am too. I am too. Raiders are going to be 10-7 and playoff bound. Okay, Edward, honestly, I've had a lot of people come at me with the 10-7 thing. And even I was kind of on the 10-7 thing, but I've gone to 11-6. I'm going to 11-6. I feel like the offense is going to mirror the defense in that it's going to be physical. And I think we're going to keep all the other teams into games with us. In other words, even if another team has a lead or they're trying to pull away and they're scoring points, we're still going to be in it. It's going to be close, but it's not going to be 43-40. It's going to be more like 21-24, that kind of thing in the fourth quarter. And both teams trying to then start to move the ball in the fourth quarter a little more. It's going to be games like that. It's going to be wrestling matches in the mud. I think we're going to have that kind of season with a lot of teams. Matt Marinovich, what's up? Welcome to the show. Val the Steeler, look. Man, Tommy, your mom is spicy. Value calmeth down right now, okay? You know doggone well that you're saying that with your chest, but you know good and god darn well there was a lot of people thought that your coach was going to be looking for a job this year, and there's a reason for that. All right, getting on to the John Gruden thing. Let's see. Michael J. Scott said Josh Jacobs is a jerk. Michael, you know, there's an old saying, it's just business. And when the players are treated well and they're given the money, suddenly the franchise is fine. I can't help but notice that Max Crosby got a bonus, and we never heard about him talking about it. There was nothing in the news about it. I hadn't heard anything about it from my snitches. Okay, and then just suddenly you just heard, boop, here's a little bonus to our guy because of the way he's playing, because of the player he's become, and the player we can see he's going to be. In other words, Max Crosby's still getting better, which is scary. Okay, but suddenly Josh Jacobs says, you know, they're the ones that jerked me around, and the Raiders jerked me around. I mean, how do you refer it to that unless they were like outright lying to you or something like that? And I don't feel like that was going on. I feel like he had bad negotiations with a bad negotiator in Josh McDaniels, who was in front of Mark Davis, who even Mark Davis has to see that most teams throughout the league are not paying running backs anymore, because the position is so, I started to say replaceable, but I don't want to go that far. The position is so manageable. Manageable, that's the best word. You can manage your running game with a couple running backs. You really can. And if one goes down, you can reach out to free agency and grab one, and you can kind of mix and match, especially if your offensive line is good. If your offensive line is good, you can really plug in guys. Because you got to remember, a lot of these running backs, they've been playing that position since they were in high school. So it doesn't matter that now we're at the NFL level. If they get good blocks, they'll hit daylight, they'll get yards. So I feel like this line can handle that responsibility, that job. So I could see a scenario where we fire Josh McDaniels, we get rid of his GM. Our new GM comes in, formerly of the Chargers, Mr. Telesco. And Telesco looks at the situation and says, that's just the future of the game, man. It's no disrespect, Josh, but I can get what I need from Alexander Madison and Zamir White. You know, and I've still got Zamir White on his rookie deal. So he's making peanuts right now. So go, you know, make the Chargers pay you. I mean, the Packers pay you. And he did. He got a nice contract with them. But it's not going to end well with the Packers. Everyone saw what the Packers did last year. So everyone's hot this year to see what the Packers will do. No. They're not going to really do it. I'm not going to say that they're not going to repeat what they did last year. They'll be good, but they will not look like the steamroller that they looked like last year. You know what I mean? Defenses weren't prepared for that quarterback. He got a lot of free looks, you know what I mean, on throws, and so those won't be there next year. I think the defense will keep games close enough to where our offense will finish it off. Michael Charland, I got to say, I completely agree with that. I think the tight end combination is going to move the ball down the field. I feel like what we can do with Devontae Adams and Myers on the other side. But more importantly, you know, and going back to what I was saying to you at the beginning with Trey Tucker being, you know, recognized by ESPN as the most improved player coming back from last year to this year, everyone's talking about what Trey Turner did, and I'm telling you guys, it's night and day. It's night and day. We have a speedster that can burn down the field, but can legitimately run routes now. Not just out of control track speed, which without disrespecting Trey Tucker is in effect what he was doing. He just had incredible track speed, but he didn't really have a route tree. Now he has steps. His footwork has improved drastically. He's gotten stronger, and we're going to see a coming out party from Trey Tucker. Ready? Ready? Guaranteed. Yeah, I did. I did. I went to the G word. I did. I guaranteed it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Now, what does my guarantee mean? It means he'll be the standout player of the year. And he'll probably finish with 7, maybe 8 touchdowns. And I just said a lot, but I don't care. And I'm saying that to my guy Winchy and other people that are watching the show who've been Raider fans as long or longer than I have. Okay, and I'm saying this to those guys that are watching. This team is it. This team is the one that takes us out of all of that mediocrity or bad football we were playing and gets us back to Raider football. Physicality, spirit, excellence in preparation, in practice, in it meaning something to everyone in the locker room and on the field. And by the way, don't lose sight of the fact that the locker room is on fire, because I'm telling you, the locker room is on fire, okay? They want to go out on the field and tear everyone's heads off. I promise you. They're ready. They were doing it last year, and they didn't have this influx of time to get into Antonio Pierce and really build this roster. Now they have. It's going down. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, I got into the Gruden thing, and then I let some questions get me off point. So I'm just gonna finalize this real quick. If you remember correctly, it was a couple months ago that I reported to you that John Gruden lost the lawsuit and that it was over. And a lot of people didn't understand why I said that, because the lawsuit wasn't over technically. There were still suits going to trial. There were still more trials to be seen from disputes that John Gruden says he has. The reason why I'm saying it's over is because he lost the one motion that he had to win to make all the other motions to the judges take effect. And that is, when the suit was first brought to the courts, it was by John Gruden. Now, he made the right move at first, be first. But where he was wrong is he brought his case to the law when he should have brought it to arbitration. Now, I've already had a couple people I've had this conversation with say, well, wait a minute, why arbitration, Bear? That's where Roger Goodell is king. In arbitration, the arbitration works through Goodell. He oversees it. And in reality, controls it. So why would that be a good reason for Gruden to go that way? It's called the long game. If you want to beat someone at something, sometimes you got to beat them with the long game. You're not going to get a quick win here. Okay, so why did he make a mistake to not initially go to arbitration first? Because had he went to arbitration first, he then could have petitioned the court to get it outside of arbitration to the law, because he could say, I don't have a fair advantage here. I don't have a fair playing field here. He's in charge of everything. He is arbitration. I have no ground here. I need to be out there with a real judge and the law, not football law. And they would have given him that. But instead, he did it backwards. He took him to the Supreme Court, and the law first. And then the NFL said, this is an NFL matter. Why would we be out here in the courts where this lawsuit can then take years and years before we see the outcome? Why don't you just let us do it in arbitration? And Goodell's lawyers won. And now the trial has been brought back to arbitration. That's where he effed up. Because now he's already filed appeals repeatedly to get himself back to the courts and saying the very thing I just said to you. He can't get a fair shake. And the law has already said, no, we're not relitigating that. That's the exact words. We're not relitigating that. That's all he got back as a response. So a letter with maybe 3 or 4 words on it tops. So John Gruden's done, because now anything he does, he's going to be doing it in a courtroom that Goodell has control over. So it's over. Okay, so moving forward, Gardner Minshew's killing it in camp. Now, guys, I am a firm believer that AOC is going to win the job. I've said it over and over again, and I do not flip-flop and I do not backpedal, so I'm not going to do it now. But I am going to report the news as it is, because it doesn't look good for me. Because it doesn't look good for me. All right, here it is. There are people starting to whisper that AOC is the starter in name only because of what he did last season, and that right now Gardner Minshew's out playing him in camp. That was a hard pill to swallow. But he is. He is outplaying him in camp. I've heard multiple players speak to the fact that he's already in the huddle of Luke Getsy's offense and going, okay, let's run this. Then takes a look at the defense and goes, now we're going to switch that up. Audible to blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is what we're going to audible to. As soon as we get to the line, I'm going to audible out. Guys ready? All right, let's go. And he's actually audibling into defense killer plays. It's like, wait a minute. Damn, I knew the kid was good. But this fast, he already has Luke Getsy's offense down. There are multiple players stating that fact. That guy's a badass, man. He's just... Gardner Minshew's a badass, man. I mean, I knew he was good. I mean, remember, he took a garbage, trash Indianapolis Colts team and not only beat us, but he almost got them to the playoffs, and their team is garbage. Or, well, that year. They've made changes, I'm sure, but the year that Gardner Minshew was leading the Colts, they gave him nothing. Nothing. Because they anticipated, trading him or letting him go. So why would you give him assets that could get hurt and so on? So they treated Gardner Minshew like a bum, and then he goes out there with, with mayonnaise and mystery meat and makes lobster. That lobster good. Oh, that lobster's so good. Oh, wait. Oh, that lobster's so good. Okay. Well, right here. Okay, so we're here right quick. I just want to read this part to you. Gruden's case against the NFL will likely continue for a few more years as they get this all sorted out. The ruling will likely set a precedent for future disputes between coaches, teams, and the league. Time will tell what happens with Gruden's case. So it's going to be years because he's going to contest everything and try to somehow get this out of arbitration. It's never going to happen. So he's going to lose. It's just a matter of when he loses. And so what the guy was saying there, and I just wanted to read that so that I wouldn't have to say it because he said it better than I would have, is that in the future, this is going to set precedents for other coaches and players and so on that try to sue the NFL. If they go right to the street and try to take it to the courts, in the street, it's going to get thrown back to arbitration. The law does not feel like, matters of the NFL should be heard out, that way. And so, okay, whoa, that's a big one. To follow up on what Tommy said, you already know that if the Raiders lose to the Steelers, I have to take Val out to breakfast in the morning wearing a pink t-shirt that says, I love the Steelers. But we settled the other side of the back of the Raiders win. When we go to breakfast, she will have her face made up, similar to the superfan, the Violator. My salute to those choices. Very creative. I love that. Mauricio Cortez. AOC had a nice stat in the red zone last year, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, Mauricio, not only will we see what happens, but here's the thing. I'm concerned that if AOC doesn't have a solid start, they'll go to Gardner Minshew. Because you can't really insult AOC. Now, why do I say that? Because he's still a pup. Even if he's now in his first year, which is technically just year 2. But we usually don't count rookie seasons. But, especially one like his where he only played half the year. He was allowed to play one game and then got demoted. And then they fired the coach and then brought him out to play half a season. So that's you know what I mean? So this might as well be his rookie season right now, in truth. Because even though he got some play, he didn't get enough play where he was actually learning. He was just thrown into the fire. Now he's learning, especially now it's a new offense. So he can't just come out in the field and say, yeah, I'm the man because I'll run what we were running last year like I did and we'll be awesome. Nope, sorry, kid, we're changing everything. So Gardner has the advantage right now. I can't believe I'm saying that, but he does. But they're not going to name him starter. AOC will probably get named starter, but it would be a soft title. There I go with soft again. It would be a title in name only. A title with timing on it. I love our head coach, Pierce, but I just ain't getting my hopes too high because I remember years where he was expected to be a good or great, and we extremely failed to live up to the hype. Scotty Lutz, welcome to the show. I like that profile picture. That's really cool, man. There are people that go their whole lives and would have an experience like that, so that's very cool. Now, listening to what you said, I would say this. I feel like sooner or later, no matter how bad a football team may be, look at, throughout the, decades what football teams we've watched where this team's bad and then they became good, and then this good team became bad and then they try to come back, and so on and so forth. That's just the way of the way of things. It's like a wave in the ocean. You just got to know the timing, catch that wave right, and if you get up on your board, you're winning games. Oh, I like that. So I just think the Raiders just need to get on board and start winning games, and I think they can do that with this personnel. Yeah, no, I get that, Scotty. Let's trust your gut. Minshew has 5 years of NFL quarterback experience back up to use with all those weapons. Yeah, Matt Marinovich, I saw the article where they were talking about him and bringing up that fact that he was doing what he was doing and performing as a pretty good backup quarterback and in starts as a quarterback on teams with limited weapons, especially at the time what was a bad Indianapolis Colts team. And he gives it to us. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we should tip our hat to him right there. Whether we were mad that we lost to Jeff Saturday and that high school team that they were calling the Indianapolis Colts is irrelevant. And I'm the first to say that. When you face an opponent, if you think you can really play, if you think you're really, really good at something, and then someone beats you at it, you shouldn't get mad. You should have respect for that individual and say to yourself, man, I used to beat up everyone I played. I mean, I play everybody, and I whip them bad, and I never cared about their feelings, so why should I expect him to care about mine? You know what I mean? Take losses as motivation, not anger. Beto, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR. That's my good friend, Niner Beto. All right, so let's get to rest ratio theory. Niner Beto, I know you know why I brought this up. I'm going to kill myself killing Niner Beto. Put in foots in him! And I often say I put foots in the people I like the most. Otherwise, I don't even commit energy to them because they bore me. Like my good friend Michael Guerrero, the Naked Raider. Self-titled. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. So, Niner Beto, why I bring up the Niners. The Niners have the worst rest ratio of any team going into the 2024 NFL season. Now, personally, I'm going to step up for my friend for a moment and just say this. I think that's tremendously unfair. And I just don't understand how, if the schedulers know that they schedule by strength of schedule and by timing. In other words, you don't want someone having to fly from New York like the Jets to California and then back to New York and then have them come to play Buffalo, and then you don't want all that bang 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 travel. So you try to get a certain amount of games, as close to home for them as you can, and maybe a certain amount of home games, etc., etc. Okay, now where rest ratio kicks in, how does it work? Because I know some people are still confused about it. It's actually simple. They just make it sound like it's complicated. Okay, now here it is. If a team plays Thursday night football and they don't have plays Wednesday night football, there are Wednesday games now because of the new apps and the new stations that are getting football games, which is, from what I understand, over 30% of the games are going to be on different apps and channels this year, aside from the football network, NFL network package. So watch out for that. That's a whole nother matter. We'll talk about that tomorrow night. Now, rest ratio. So in other words, the Niners will have, let's say, a Wednesday or a Thursday night game. Okay, and then they'll be done, but they'll be tired, and then they'll go into, let's say, a Monday night game, and the NFL says, no, you have to do it. You're a premier team. We need you to play that Monday night game. Now, the team they're playing on Monday night, whoever they're playing against, is coming off a bye. So now you're taking a team that's been overworked and putting them up against a team that's had 8 days off. See, that's massively unfair to the Niners and, to be honest with you, to all teams. Now, before I go any further, I want to make it clear. Rest ratio has always been a part of football. So as I often say, if you swim in the ocean every single day for years and years and years, and you're never attacked by a shark, you never see a shark, and then I tell you there's sharks in the ocean that you've been swimming in, why would you be afraid to go swimming if you swam in it your whole life and you've never had a problem? Why would there be a shark there now? I mean, even if there are sharks in the water. if you swam in that particular water and in that particular depth at that particular time of the day for years and years and years of your life, and you never encountered a shark, and then someone tells you there are sharks, why would you be afraid of them now? You see what I'm saying? So don't be afraid of rest ratio. That's the shark. That's where my shark analogy came from. It became rest ratio theory or whatever they call it. But anyway, it just basically means you're going to have some teams that are going to face opposing teams during the season where the team they're facing is going to have a break, rest period prior to playing again, or they'll just go Sunday, where the last team got no break, is playing on a Wednesday, comes around and now has to play on Sunday. It's unfair, but what I can report for you, at least for this year coming up, the 2024 season for the Las Vegas Raiders will be net rest ratio neutral. We will not have any bonuses where one of our opponents, let's say, is going to play us on Monday Night Football, but played Wednesday last week or Thursday. So now they're exhausted. They only got a few days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now it's Monday, and they've gotten 3-4 days rest, and we would be coming off 6 or 7 days rest. Now, we don't have anything set up for like that for us in front of the Raiders, but we are also not playing any teams that would have a rest ratio over us. In other words, we're not on Wednesday night and Thursday night and then suddenly in a Monday night with another team that would have an advantage over us. If, say, they were coming out of their bye, they got a week of rest and we got a week of hell, and now we have to play again. So there's none of that on the schedule for the Raiders. So that's good, at least, because even though this net ratio thing coming up now is just the stat nerds trying to get us interested in yet another thing, I just honestly, it's sharks in the ocean. I've always been swimming here. I'm going to keep swimming. I'm not tripping. So next year we'll check and see what the net ratio, rest ratio is for the Raiders. But as of right now, we are at negative. So not as of right now. I mean, as of this coming season, until the following year, we are at 0. None of our opponents will have a rest ratio against us, and vice versa. We will not have a rest ratio against any of our opponents. I thought that was kind of cool. We're getting an even year, both for us and all of our opponents. I kind of like that. It means everyone we play is coming off. We're playing each other on an even battlefield. We've all got the same exhaustion. We've all had the same players exposed to injuries and so on, and fatigue. And now when we meet each other, you're meeting someone that's going through it the exact same way you are. Okay, that's enough of that. Moving on. Jeff Poindexter said eloquently, Raiders! What's up? What's up, Bear? I'm doing good, Jeff Poindexter. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Tommy says, Mr. Raider Bear and Mommy made the same bet last year. If the Raiders win, I get all the homemade pizza I want for a whole week. But if the dirty Steelers win, I have to clean the bathroom and litter box for a week. Well, Tommy, come on, man. That's a pretty solid bet. We all have to clean up after our pets sometimes. My granddaughter was born yesterday. My second grandchild gave me a Raiders. Nice. Nice. Michael A. Parker Sr., what's up, man? 3 is looking large. What do you think he's going to do this year? 3. Oh, Tyree. Tyree, I think is what you meant there. What do I think he's going to do? Well, I got to be honest with you. We're seeing a lot of talk about Tyree Wilson for the last couple weeks now. You've even saw the Howie Long comments about how he wanted him to be more like Matuzak and to study Matuzak and to bring that out in him. And to be quite honest with you, I loved it. I thought Howie Long's such a Raider. You know what I mean? That guy is a Raider, man. I mean, he basically took the kid and just basically said, look, I need you to go out there and crush people, not just play. I need you to go out there mad and take people's heads off, okay? Like Matuzak. Just please, we need that. Anna Diaz Rincon, wow. Congratulations. Nicely done. Another family member. That's awesome. No Frozen Bear. Minshew Madness participated in a Super Bowl. Yeah, Raiders C-Dub, I mean, he's legit. I don't even know if I can continue to think of him as a backup. I'm starting to look at him and just say to myself, he's a starter. He just hasn't been really given a chance by a team that really supported his opportunity. Do I mean the Santa Clara whiners? I do, Matt Marinovich. I do. The NFL sucks. They hate the best team in the NFL. Niner Beto, it's not that. They just hate your coach. Man, look, I told you you were never going to get anything out of Arden Key, and I was right. I told you were never going to win anything with Garoppolo, and I was right. And now I'm telling you now, okay, you're never going to win with Shanahan. It's never going to happen. And I'm not even going to argue with you about whether you're the best team in football. You probably are. That makes it sting that much more. Hey, wait a minute, Niner Beto, on your show, do you do it like this? Santa Clara! Come on, you got to try it. Just do it one time for me. Come on, man. I got to stop trolling my boy. He could probably crawl into my computer with a back door and shut me down. Is it wrong that I trust AOC? Matthew Lincoln, it is not wrong that you trust AOC. I trust AOC. I just also know that everything that's happening in camp makes sense. For example, AOC's only been in the league now for 2 years, and his first year, let's just be honest, was probably as challenging a rookie season as any quarterback's ever had. Now, obviously, have there been other quarterbacks that had to go through more? Obviously. But all I mean is that they put AOC through hell. 2 separate coaches, a benching and a bringing him back and so on. I just thought that the kid deserved better than that, but, what can you do? Now, I trust AOC. I think he's doing well, but Gardner Minshew already, from what I'm hearing in camp, is calling out protections and audibling at the line, and I'm pretty sure AOC's not doing that yet. And so you've already got Gardner Minshew up to speed on the offense like that, and the players are noticing it. So he has earned points with Antonio Pierce, and if he earns many more, AOC's going to be on the sideline backing him up. Gardner Minshew. Our daughter and grandson just laughed there. Oh, I can relax now. Nice. I don't write the comments. Okay, Niner Beto. I don't write the comments. I just post them. Is Cooper coming back? I hope not. Never really lived up to the hype, in my opinion. I'm going to say no, Armando Medrano. I'm going to say no. Mark Vargas, I'm already on that bandwagon with you as far as 11-6. I'm with you. That's Raider Nation life story. What's up, Niner Beto? Hope all is well. See how classy my Raiderettes are, Niner Beto? Come on. You know how it is. I bet you if I go on his show again, he's going to have all these Niner girls cussing me out. Yes! That's right, Travis Kelly. Say it in all capitals. Shark Week! I am definitely a shark nerd. Many blessings on y'all's addition to your time, families. Thank you. And thank you from Anna Diaz Rincon. Love you. Corinna Trujillo. Love you. So we talked about John Gruden. I gave you Gardner Minshew. I think there's a chance he could end up, winning the job, but only if he can keep doing what he's doing in camp, and I don't see why he wouldn't. AOC now may have to outperform him. They may be looking at AOC to step it up. Can we claim the Crybaby Chiefs fans on our tax returns for being their daddy this season? Oh, my goodness. I'll take it. Oh, no. So you guys got to stop messing with Matt Arbeto. He writes back. He does. Nice. I'm just reading comments. The rest of the league better hope that the ratio of that ass whooping these Raider Sharks on defense give him. Will Danoff, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. What's up, Bear? The crazy squirrel in the house. I see you. Man, your daughter looks beautiful. Wow, look at her. Troy Gill, what's going to happen with the Raiders' extra cap? Or use it or keep it? Troy Gill, they're going to use it, but I don't necessarily know where they're going to go with it. The Raiders are going to be running a 3-4 defense. This is my argument I'll put to you. The Raiders are going to be running a 3-4 defense, but last year they ran as a primary defensive set a nickel. So you had only 2 linebackers out there. Now they're talking about who will win that third linebacker job so that when we audible or change or just come out of timeouts and maybe instead of going into the nickel lineup in that 3-4, who will be that third linebacker? Well, will it be Masterson, who has grown a lot on our roster, or could it be Tommy Eichenberg, the kid we just drafted from Ohio State? And from what I've heard, they are neck and neck. Even though Masterson has a head up on him on knowing this defense, this team, and this system, I'm hearing Eichenberg is right with him. Oakland Raider Savage super fan in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. But Troy Gill, we will spend it. I'm just thinking it's probably going to be on corner. Probably not linebacker. I like what we're doing already with linebackers. So I think we're all right at linebacker. I would love a 49ers Raiders pregame invite with Niner Beto. That was fun last year. Carina! Hello! Thank you for the stars, love. Wow, one time for Ryan. Happy 4th to you, Troy Gill. AOC will be the better quarterback in the long run if he sits for a while behind Minshew. Matt Marinovich, I think it's a win-win situation in that way. I really do. If you look back, and I've said this before, so I'll be brief. If you look back to how AOC played at Purdue, it's all in the video. All you have to do is watch the video. Now, often I say college football and what you do in college football, in a lot of instances, it's irrelevant. But when I say that, what I mean is that you can't stand on that. As a college athlete, you can't say, hey, look what I did. Okay, yeah, you're athletic, you're fast, blah, 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 you made some plays. You're playing against subpar guys that are never going to make it in the NFL. Okay, so calm down, is what you say to that college player. But there are certain things that translate from college football to the pros because football ultimately is football. And how it's played, its rules and positions remain the same at both levels. So, for example, if you're an offensive lineman and you are pretty good at the college level, you have a little bit of a chance at the NFL level just because you have so little that you do. You line up on the line, you get the protections right, whoever calls them out, and then when you come out of your stance, you block who's in front of you. If you did that well in college, you'll probably do it well in the pros. Does that mean guys won't get sacks? They probably will. But most of the time, you have a little bit of an advantage. Now, at quarterback, what translates from college to the pros is pocket presence. Can you find a guy that when you get to second 2, second 3, second 4, you're starting to get those seconds lined up from when you snap the ball, and suddenly you can't just throw the ball to your 1. You can't just throw the ball to your 2. You got to, go through your progressions and not let all the pressure from your offensive lineman being pushed toward you, from defensive line trying to get to you. You got to stand in that pocket tough, see a play, and make a play. He has that. He has that. That's ingrained into AOC. And I stand on that. I stand on business on that one, 100%. The kid's worth will show through. What good cornerbacks are still available that you'd like to snatch up, Bear? I think Adoree Jackson would be really nice. I'm not, as of showtime tonight, I'm not sure if he's already on someone's board, but I really would have liked Adoree Jackson. I think he's for real. He has experience. He's a veteran, but he's not too old. I like Stephon Gilmore, Matt Marinovich, but well, I guess I shouldn't say but, because I was going to bring up age. I know a lot of people are bringing up age with these defensive backs, and I want to make it clear. If you run a system like yours, age is less relevant. Now, why is that? Because look at a guy like Brandon Faison, one of our corners, who's a little bit older and not the fastest corner, and more importantly, he's a big physical guy. I think he's 6'4", 6'3", 6'3", 6'2", 6'3". I know someone can look it up. but he's like 6'3", 200 pounds. So he brings the weight. He's physical. So not quite as fast as some of these speed burner wide receivers. Well, that doesn't matter as much if he could get into his back kick quickly, then turn on his shoulder and start to get back. But knowing the whole time he has protection underneath from linebackers who will back up and try to cut off sight lines and maybe knock down a ball that is thrown through their sight line. And he has safety help behind him at all times. So a 3-4 really is like a nickel when it just flexes and pulls back into a formation that's like a bubble that surrounds the field and keeps everyone on the offense that's moving around them in front of them. So we can get between the ball or just bring a guy down quickly should he find a spot and get a catch. What time do you think that Prescott will go to? Oh, what team do you think Prescott will go to? Owen Crosswhite, I'm not sure who Prescott will go to, but whoever it is, they'll find out why he was let go from Dallas. Dak Prescott was never really the real deal. I would argue with you that Derek Carr would have done better than Dak Prescott in that exact same offense. And I don't think much of Derek Carr. I think if you look back, we've had 9 years to study the guy, and he never really, in my opinion, really looked like the guy that was supposed to be the starter. He always did because he was always playing against subpar quarterbacks that we would have at number 2 and number 3. But, now he's gone. He's in New Orleans. And what's the very first thing we saw in New Orleans? Him getting into fights with his own teammates. Not only in the locker room, but actually physically on the field. Got into a fight with some of his own players. Mr. Oh golly gee willikers, with God, milk, and vitamins, you could be just like Derek Carr. Make lots of babies and have a beautiful blonde wife. Ho, ho, ho. And fraud. I mean, it just kind of is, isn't it? I mean, he just, right when he gets to New Orleans, suddenly he's exposed as this jerk. Like it only happened that period of time. There's other reports that he was acting like, his stuff don't stink and was making players feel like, he's above them. Give me that locker, kid. I need to be sitting close to the showers, stuff like that. Arrogant stuff. I just totally made up the shower thing. Michael A. Charlin said, love. Appreciate that. Let me see. Anna Diaz, thank you. Aw. Yeah, it's 115. It was 115 today here in Arizona. It was crazy. Okay, Jim, has anything been decided regarding he who shall not be named? By the way, did anyone realize that the Niners franchise isn't worth as much as the Raiders franchise? It's true. Look it up, Beto. He's probably not still watching. Doesn't want to take your guys' stuff. Cheater extraordinaire being a part owner of the Raiders, or is that still up in the air? Jim, let me put it this way, and I mean, you're a studied man, okay? You're not a young guy. You've been around. I would say to you, Jim, that this is their way of feet dragging to allow other things to become more important in the news cycle, and then quietly it will be announced that he's either out of the deal or that it's finalized. Because they don't want press on this. Does that make sense? In other words, there's no good press for that part of the story. That just makes the NFL look sloppy. They didn't get their guy. They had to go through more, investigations of his money to make sure that he actually has the kind of money that he says he has to be a part minority owner or whatever in the NFL. Now, for those of you who don't know that, I'll tell you this, and it's brief because I don't want to be boring. But if you're going to be an owner in the NFL, or you're going to buy into teams and things like that, there's a board of directors that works for the NFL that immediately takes that rich person and confirms they're actually as rich as they say. And then there's rules with the NFL. For example, whatever your net worth is, you have to be able to get equity and double that. So if you're worth $2 billion, they want you to be able to draw $4 billion. Because every single stadium in the NFL soon will be like the Raider Stadium. State of the art with a circus-like atmosphere on the outside. Places to eat, places to shop, places to play games, places to see shows. They want the Vegas kind of whole weekend concept surrounding NFL teams, to where every time you go to an NFL team, you're going on like a Disney trip. Because when you get there, you can go to all these exclusive restaurants and exclusive shopping and so on and so forth. And they want that from every team. They don't want any teams anymore building like subpar you know. Let me see. Haven't heard anything on the news here in Vegas. Oh, okay. Gardner Minshew is just like Jeff Hostetler, Bear. He's referring to Jeff Hostetler, the backup quarterback that played for the New York Giants when he went in for the starter who went down. And he's one of the color commentary guys on NFL football every Sunday. And I'm forgetting his name, but forgive me for that one. But Hostetler came in, won a couple games, and went to the Super Bowl and won. And, you know, Gardner Minshew, I'm not going to go as far as saying he's going to win us a Super Bowl, but if he beat AOC out for the job, that's not really something to be upset about. The guy can play, and I want the better man. And if he outplays AOC, let him start. Alexa, resume. Levi Stadium is a glorified open air high school site. On that, shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. Raiders! Much love. It's been Raider Bear Live. I'll see you tomorrow night. If you would, like and subscribe and follow and all that good stuff on YouTube and Facebook. Peace. Double peace. Triple peace. Oh. Bloopers. Does he know he's still on air? That's too many followers to just watch me dance. Don't do that. Don't do that.